Hello, my name is Reychel Ervin.
And I'm Charlotte Uайkс.
And we are two first-year students at Durham University, and we're presenting on Снегурочка, the Snow Maiden. The story of the Snow Maiden. The Snow Maiden is a character in Russian folktales and is the daughter of the immortal gods Father Frost and Mother Spring. In stories, she usually lives with a couple with no children. She is very beautiful and often depicted with snow-white skin, deep blue eyes, and curly fair hair. She is known as Снегурочка in Russian, Sneg being the Russian word for snow. But this means she is susceptible to melting. In some stories, after Mother Spring shows her how to love, in others, after contact with fire or warmth. The story represents the seasons and the power of the elements. In a country with such long, harsh winters, the coming of spring was a very important event, especially for the poor, for whom the winters could be extremely harsh. In some parts of Russia, the transition from winter to spring is symbolized through the ancient tradition of burning a straw doll on a bonfire to dispel the winter. The origins of the story are unknown, but it first appeared in writing in the 19th century. Russian folklorist Alexander Afantiev published the story in the late 1860s, and in 1873 the folktale was made into a play, The Snow Maiden, for the Moscow Imperial Theatre by Alexander Ostrovsky, as we will later discuss. Today, Снегурочка is widely linked to Christmas, as she is considered to be the granddaughter of Ded Moroz, Grandfather Frost. She helps him deliver gifts for good children.
Kostroma and the Snow Maiden. So Kostroma native Alexander Ostrovsky, as Rachel mentioned, wrote the play The Snow Maiden in 1873, telling the story of Снегурочка. He maintained that the local fairy tales that his nanny from Kostroma told him as a child inspired the play about the Snow Maiden. As her birthplace, Снегурочка is nationally linked to Kostroma's identity and is known countrywide that she is linked to this city. Kostroma celebrates Снегурочka's birthday over 2 days, as she is so beloved in the town and such an integral part of the town's identity.
Key places in Kostroma. As Kostroma is considered the birthplace of Снегурочка, there are several key places which you can visit that are linked to her. These include the Snow Maiden Museum and the Снегурочка Hotel, a thematic hotel with a fairy tale house. The Снегурочка Residence and the Academy of Winter Miracles are also located in the very centre of town, offering educational and interactive programs with a focus on the folktale of Снегурочка.
How Alexander Ostrovsky retold the story. So in Ostrovsky's version of the story of Снегурочка, she is the daughter of Spring the Beauty and Father Frost, Ded Moroz, and she finds herself drawn to the companionship of a human boy, but her frosty heart is unable to express love. Her mother, taking pity on her, gives her the ability to love him, but her loving heart turns out to be her own undoing, and she melts away from the warmth of this newfound heart.
The Snow Maiden in opera and film. Whilst Ostrovsky's play was unpopular with critics, it was not with fellow artists and musicians. Consequently, it was made into an opera by Rimsky-Korsakov in 1881, entitled The Snow Maiden, a Spring Fairy Tale. Additionally, the story of Снегурочка was adapted into 2 Soviet films, one in 1952 with some of Rimsky-Korsakov's music, and also a live-action film in 1969.
The Snow Maiden has been widely depicted in art, as we can see here, with multiple artists taking different impressions of what they imagine her to look like, with Viktor Vasnetsov's depiction of her in 1885, Mikhail Vrubel's in 1895, and then Stavrovsky's, but I couldn't find what date this actual painting was, but he lived 1869 to 1929. And in all of them, we see her being quite mystical and a beautiful figure of the snow. And that's it.
Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, thank you.